Yeah, for those of you that still not believe that God is not in the sky and that God actually lives among men here on earth, pay attention to this video. Let's do a little bit of analysis. And before you listen to me, please open your mind, open your brain. I am a very logical person. So if you know your thinking has been tampered with, then you won't understand what I'm about to say, and that's not my fault. So, in the concept of God, what they told us God is, I have been able in my own time, in my own understanding, realize that God actually is not living in the sky like we've been made to believe. God lives amongst men as men. God is man. Man is God. Odalu have always said that. But most of you, because of the way you'll be programmed to believe instead of knowing, you always find it difficult to comprehend when I'm saying things like that. I understand. But in this one, I hope I'll be able to explain a bit further to convince you. But if you still don't accept it, no problem. What did they say is God? How did they define God? The major concept they told you about God. They said God is omnipresent. He is omniscience. He is omnipotent. And even at this, I tell you, government of the day actually is God. If government is not God, then there is no God at all. The only reason why Odalu will always not tell you there is no God is because I know there is government of the day, which is God over the earth, God over the world. You understand? Now, they said God is omnipresent. You fail to understand that government actually is omnipresent. Government is everywhere. There is government in Nigeria, there is government in Singapore, there is government in Canada, there is government in Brazil. If that is not omnipresent, then what else is omnipresent? Take note of that. They said God is omnipotent, as in all powerful. Show me a force on earth that is as powerful as the government. Whatever the government cannot do does not exist. Only an incompetent government like the type we have in Nigeria and in Africa will tell you certain things. They cannot do it. You leave it for God because they are useless and incompetent. The Chinese government will never tell you they cannot do it. They will leave it for God. Neither with the American government, who says they put God first, who even claim to be very religious. They don't leave anything for God. They do it because it is only possible for the government. In other words, the government is omnipotent. Now, what else? They said omniscience. I don't even know if there's any other institution that have more power over science than the government. It is human now. It is human. Because that omniscience they talk about, maybe they want to say he's in charge of nature. Nature is nature. Nature have no control. And if you say nature is God, remember this same nature is under the control and ownership of the government. The government controls the land, they control the water below it, they control the oil and all the natural resources because they are the superior to all these things. Now, in these concepts of religion, where they said God is this, they have the pastors, the bishop, the imams as agents of God. Why in government we have the president, we have the governors, the senators. See, it is all the same. In government, you have crime. In religion, they call it sin. In the religious area, they want you to wait and you will suffer in hellfire for the sin you've committed. But here, the government will punish you for a crime you've committed. It is the same. See, they just switch your brain, confuse you, give you whereas if you can sit on your own to do a critical thinking, you understand that they both go with the same concept. Just that they use out of the religion to instill fear into your heart. It's that simple. If you fear government, you will behave well and will have a better society. But if you believe on only religion, if we should stick to religion alone, ignoring government, then you can commit sin, you can do any atrocity and nobody will ask you, hoping that you will be punished somewhere. By that, we'll have a very bad and dangerous society. But because we have a government who checkmate crime and offenses, then that's fine. That's much better. You understand the point now? So if this video doesn't convince you that government is God, then it's unfortunately nothing on earth will ever wake your brains up. Yeah. But if you think that will just make a wrong analysis, you have a superior argument. I'm always open for that. I'm still learning. My point might not be that correct, but if you have a more valid one, make use of the comment section. See you in my next video.